Hello YouTubers, Aviator76 here. I'm just reloading some 9mm right now. And for those of you who don't know how to reload or have some questions about it, I'm just going to do a quick tutorial on what I do to reload 9mm. So here's my setup right here. There's my little Lee press, as you can see. I got my loading block here. I got my prepped brass using tight group powder. Digital scale and calipers. And there's my brass processing unit right there. That would be a Harbor Freight dual drum tumbler, which works amazing for cleaning up the brass. So I'm not going to show you how to prep the brass per se. Obviously when you get brass, whether it be range brass or you buy new brass you don't have to size, but range brass you'll have to resize and deprime. Mine are all done already, so I'll just show you what the outcome of the dual drum tumbler is. Inside and out, it's like brand new. There's my primers. So I've already sized these. These have gone through the tumbler and everything. So when I get the brass, I will deprime it, size it, then throw it in the tumbler for about 2.5 hours. And I watched YouTube and watched what other guys were doing. They were using Let Me Shine and some Dawn. So that's what I did. And 2.5 hours with a little bit of steel and medium in there, and it works fantastic. So I'm loading 3.8 grains of tight group right here, and 124 grain full metal jacket Campro bullets, made here in Canada, and the round nose. My scale right here, digital scale. You can go to the gun store and spend $50 on those, but here in London there's a notorious corner in town, those that won't be named, where you can get pretty much any drug paraphernalia you want. And since I work downtown, I just walked into the corner store and literally a variety store, just picked up a scale for $20-25, and it's the exact same one that some of the big name manufacturers sell with their name stamped on it. So it works fantastic. I got to 0.1 grain accuracy on this one. Not much to say here. Obviously you want to make sure you're not double charging a load. What I have done in the past is I'd used a scale bowl, a little aluminum bowl, and I weighed my powder in there, and then I used a funnel to put it in my block where I had all my brass ready to go. However, once or twice I double charged, and I caught myself double charging. You don't want to double charge, especially with the tight group, because tight group's got like a 0.4 grain variance whoopsie factor, as I'll call it. You put a double charged bullet in your gun and you're going to cause some serious damage to either your gun or yourself. So what I've been doing is, once the brass is ready to go, I will put it on to my scale right here, and I'll see if I can flip this around for you. Nope, I can't flip it around, but that's alright. Alright, so there it is, and I will tear it, so I'll get 0. Then I'm going to go with my Lee powder scoop, and I'll just get the powder I need, and I will dump it in until I get 3.8 grains. You get pretty good at this. Sometimes you get it first shot, but there it is. 3.8 grains. Let it stabilize, and that's good to go. So then I'll move it over to the block. So as you can see, all of these guys here are charged, ready to go. And sorry, I like, obviously once they're moved over to the block, I'll double check them and make sure that there's no double charges. Again, safety factor. You don't want that to blow up in your face or cause any damage. Also, undercharged loads, squib loads. You don't want squib loads. And I've been shooting my whole life, and I'd never heard the term squib load. And so I went on YouTube, and it's pretty eye-opening actually. Get an undercharged load or a primer only load, and you get a bullet jammed in your barrel, and then you rack another one into the chamber, and then you have a catastrophic failure of the gun or potentially a life-changing injury to yourself. So anyway, once I've done my whole block, I will then move it over to my little press right here, and this press works fantastic. This is the new Lee with the I guess the quick change bushings. I only have the one that came with it, but anyway, I'll just throw a 9mm bullet in here. That one's charged, ready to go. Grab one of my bullets, bring her down, put it on top, and I have found that, you know, the expander, there's an expander die, powder flow through die. I don't use that. I will just simply put it on, push it up. Now this die is obviously already set. You set it with your micrometer. I got a very minimal crimp on it, extremely minimal, and there's a loaded 9mm. So what you want to do, you want to take your verniers to it, and I'm shooting for a 1.150 overall length, and I'm a little bit long there, so I'll push it through the press one more time. I probably just didn't push down hard enough. There you go, I could feel it that time. And one-handed, this is hard to do. I'm going to go ahead and close enough. Let me put this down here. .149, so that's good enough for me. There's your loaded 9mm. And off she goes into my little holder. And I'll just throw these all into like a multi MTM case, and I'll just throw them all in. So yeah, I mean, the cheapest commercial ammunition I found up here is about 34 cents each. And I had to buy some brass this time, so this time around it was about 24 cents for me to reload. But after my next round of reloading, I think a primer is like 5 cents. The bullets are 10 cents, and the powder's around 3.5 cents. You can do 3.8 grains with the tight group. You can do 1,860 rounds with a pound of powder, 7,000 grains in a pound of tight group. So lots of other powders out there, but essentially the process is the same. Just double check, obviously, your powder. That was CCI 500 primers I was using, by the way. I'm not sure if I mentioned that, but yeah, I load up a bunch of them, save $75 on 1,000 if you're buying your brass the first time out, range brass or whatnot. And next time around, you'll be saving that much more on your 9mm, because you won't have the output for the cost of brass. So I hope that's been informative to you. Reloading is actually pretty simple. eBay's a great place to get all your reloading equipment. Harbor Freight, great for the brass tumbler, and then just buy the medium online. And oh, you're probably asking, how do you dry your brass? Yeah, I could get, you know, one of those fancy brass dryers, or I could throw it in the oven. Didn't want to do either of those. So I bought a brass dryer. Oh, right there. See, that'd be what they call a food dehydrator. And essentially that's all the brass dryer is. And I paid $25 Canadian used for it. And goes up to $160, and I throw the brass in there for 2.5 hours, and they come out squeaky clean and dry. So yeah, hope you liked the video. Hope it helps you. Lots of reloading videos on there, but if you like it, subscribe, and more videos forthcoming. Have a great one.